TomTalks. Welcome back to TomTalks, the program where we talk about everything to do with Blue Bastard. Hey! And because I CBA to do the rest of this intro, let's just get into it. Take it away, Sheffield. We all have our preferences when it comes to episodes of Thomas and Friends. There's always that one singular episode that sticks out among the rest for a specific reason for being amazing, borderline terrible, or for another reason. And there's always an episode we simply cannot get enough of and would go so far as to say it's our favourite. And in this video, I'm going to be going over my favourite episode. I've changed my mind on my favourite episode for many years, but now I think I have a definitive answer. My favourite episode of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends is James and the Queen of Sodor. So let's start by going over the synopsis of the episode. One morning, James is tasked with collecting the mayor of Sodor when Percy arrives at Tidmouth's sheds with a clogged whistle after working at the quarry. When trying to blow it out, he gets mud all over Gordon, and James decides to give Gordon shit for it. Later, the Fat Controller informs the engines that he needs someone to collect the Queen of Sodor to take her to the smelter's yard. Just then, James rolls up, and Gordon sees this as his ultimate chance to get back at James for all the hell he put him through earlier, and tricks James into thinking there's an actual Queen of Sodor and making him volunteer for the job. When James arrives at the canal, only to find out that the Queen of Sodor is in fact the name of a decommissioned barge,
That old Tom!
he then becomes determined to stay clean. After a mishap involving a sludge pipe, James gets to the smelter's yard, and then back to Tidmouth's sheds, spotless, seemingly proving Gordon wrong in the process. Until Percy arrives, still with the clogged whistle, tries to clean it out, and gets James covered in dust.
Watch out, James!
So from that summary alone, it solidifies why this episode is my favourite, in my opinion. It has everything. It has everything that makes a Thomas story, well, a Thomas story. It has James, who is my absolute favourite character, personal bias I'm aware, but it also has fun banter between the characters, an excellent score by the legendary Mike and Jr., or Hartshorn, thanks Hit, excellent model work, beautiful colourful sets that point a laugh at the face of the dull Season 6, all the characters being in character, and charming humour that isn't pushing the boundaries and working with the limits of what can be done with trains. This episode just has all the fundamentals of what makes a good Thomas story, and that's why the episode has slowly become my favourite over the years. The episode isn't without sin though. When I rewatch this episode, I just can't help but wonder why the hell that full-size boat is being transported on that tiny little wagon. Isn't it any wonder why the funnel obliterated the pipe? That's the only thing that bothers me with this episode though. Everything else in this episode is spectacular. So, that was my favourite Thomas episode of the entire series. In case anyone asks in the comments, here are my favourite episodes from the other eras. Later model series, that's a story for August. Brenner era, PA problems. And as for these three, we don't talk about them here. Lastly, let's go over to engineer Pixel Toby to see what his favourite episode is. What is it, Pixel? Excellent choice, man.